as he's talking about back in the old days, at some point he mentions this place that was technically known as the Super Tower, but everyone just called it the Tower, which was kind of like the first version of the Hero Institute. And how before that it was like all a bunch of like scattered pockets and communities of supers, and sometimes people with stranger abilities would be ostracized, and it was hard to find like good training and support. But with the superhero oversight vote, with the formation of Aegis and the creation of the Hero Institute, which both happened around the same time as part of like the same oversight proposal, things got a lot better. And it wasn't perfect. There's a mention of someone trying to blow up City Hall after one of the votes.
Yeah, that happens.
It's a tall building. It was the 16th floor that almost got completely blown up, but that was after the heroes who were there dismantled the bigger sonic bomb that was going to obliterate the entire building.
I'm just like starry-eyed at this story. Just like, actual superhero rescue from someone who was there. So, it's great.
Yeah. I heard that story from my, I don't know if you've met Major Molly Mallet yet, but she was working, I think, on the she said she was on the 7th floor when the attack started and helped with the evacuation, while another team who was able to stay in contact handled the dismantling of the bomb and other things.
Yeah. Oh, I've met Major Molly Mallet. She's great. Scarlett and I met her, and it was really, really great. Oh, wow. It's just so good. You have all these stories and all this good stuff you've done. I hope I get to do more good stuff. And I rub one of my bruises from where the deer kicked me.
I'm sure you will, kid. I'm sure you will.
I love him.
Yeah, me too. Like, I love that I make these random characters, and they're all just so wildly different, but he has kind of sort of turned into my Uncle Benny.
Yay!
My grandmother's older brother.
Oh, nice. Just a sweet older guy who can run really fast. But with my training, I don't think I hit water running speed, which is 70 miles an hour. Yeah, it's 30 miles a second, it's 70 miles an hour. I don't think I hit that yet. I think on my own, I try, and definitely I go in the evening when no one's at like the pool at the Hero Institute, and I like back up as far as I can and I give it a shot, and I just face plant into the pool.
You learn what it feels like to skip across the surface of a pool like a rock.
Just floating.
Thankfully, there was someone with water healing powers who came along soon after that was able to help before any of the damage set in, because that hurt.
I just floated on my back for a while and thought about my choices, and I was just like, okay, that didn't... Okay, we're not there yet, but I'll figure it out. I can do it. I'm just gonna stay here for a moment.
I think last time we said you can go about like 26 to 28 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Something like that. So you're probably able to keep about 30, 35. If you push it, you can get up to 40. But that's just for like, you can't maintain that quite yet. But it's still good to be able to do that.
Yeah, I spin out if I hit close to 40.
Yeah. You haven't quite figured out how to not like get your feet tangled up, which... Yeah, everyone has to get over this hump. Like every 10 miles an hour you get, it's a process. But you're doing good, he says as he's like, I picture you and him are just like sitting on a balcony, dangling your feet over the edge with each of you has a box of the Speedster snacks.
Speedster snacks.
Yeah, the Speedster post-workout snack box.
The Speedster post-workout snacks are so dense and full of calories. It's like a brick of chocolate. Oh, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we watch the sunset over the city, and...
Yeah. The view is quite pretty from the Hero Institute on some of the higher levels. Is there anything you would like to be looking into? Anything you'd like to be researching in your private time, or...?
I was going to say... Oh, no, because I rolled really low. on the guy who repaired my watch. I think he's a normal, helpful, antique repairman. Nothing weird going on there.
Perfectly ordinary, just very
so
nice.
Ordinary. I do think because he gave me a repair kit, I do think I don't do anything, but I do try to familiarize myself with the tools and maybe like look a little closer at the watch, just to be like, if this happened again, I know how to get the back of it off. Like I could try to fix it myself.
Yeah. I'll say roll to assess the situation, and you can have a +1 because he did, as he was doing it, make sure that you could see exactly what he was doing with what tool, like how to pop the glass off. And
It's a 7. Oof.
cool, you get to ask one.
So the question is, what can I use here to, like, accomplish something? What can I use here with my stopwatch to affect my powers?
That's a good question, and it's something that could take you a while to figure out on your own, or you could maybe find someone to ask or attempt to do research into, see if you can find something like this.
Okay. Let's say I try researching items that cause super experiences, like superhuman effects. Because there definitely are some. Because there's like magic, not magic, but like radioactive crystals and stuff that we definitely know about. So yeah, I'll do a little research. We can take that 7 as a...
Okay. With the 7, I'll also say you're able to test, see, like, do I put it here to pop it? Yep, that's where I pop it off, and then I can just, like, tighten the thing there, and okay, I'm good. So you go down, or you go into the Hero Institute library?
Yes.
We looking physical, we looking digital, are we asking people questions? I feel like the answer to that last one's no.
Yeah, I'm not asking anyone directly. Probably physical, just so there's no trail. Because I don't want anyone to know. So I think what I do is I tie it into some assignment that I get. Like, hey, research a historical thing, or write up an essay about, an unconventional success that a superhero had, or something. And I use that kind of as an excuse.
Yeah, and there's probably, let's be real, there is a section of the library that's dedicated to different objects that have caused powers to develop. And I'll say just roll me a straight 2d6 to see what you're able to find. Or actually, roll superior.
Oh, okay.
Since it's superpower related, just to see if you're able to find it now or if you're able to just like find potential things.
Okay, it's a 9, so...
I'll say you are able to find a couple of different items or materials that have been connected to a few instances of people spontaneously developing things like super strength or super speed. You aren't quite sure if any of them fit what's going on with the stopwatch, but you've got a couple of potential threads.
Yeah.
Some of these have heroes connected to them. The book gives examples, so that could be another avenue for figuring out things.
And then I feel a little less stressed about it. Because this has, not exactly, but there is precedence. There's precedence for this having happened. And those people got to be superheroes and stay superheroes. So even though, power rings and magic gloves and stuff like that are really obvious objects of power.
Yeah. Yeah, you say this as you walk by someone who's just like making these sparkles of lights dance in the air, and you can see that they're projected from these rings that they're wearing. It's like a set of interconnected rings. Tall, skinny girl, long red hair. You recognize her as, she just is known as Dazzle.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of her stuff has to do with illusions. So she's just like casually making these lights dance around without even really thinking about it.
I don't know if I should talk to her. Do we have classes together? Do I know her?
You see her around, and there's a wide variety of classes and workshops and so forth. So it's possible you have some in common with her. You recognize her. I don't think she's like a big name, flashy Subaru, but
Mm-hmm.
actually, that's a good question. Roll to pierce the mask.
Yeah, pierce the mask. That's an 8. I love rolling high just to talk to people.
Yeah, with an 8, you've exchanged hellos and potentially some small talk before,
Mhm.
but you haven't like had an actual real long conversation. But you've chatted enough that it probably wouldn't be too weird if you struck up a conversation with her.
Yeah, I think because we're both in the library and we're both clearly working on something, even though it's different things, or we both just came from the library. I think I just kind of start up, one of those college combos. It's like, oh, this paper, right?
Tell me about it. I didn't expect superhero school to have this many papers, but I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense to make sure that we're actually learning all of these things. It's just, I
Yeah,
went through all this in high school. I didn't want to do more of it afterwards.
I know. But yeah, they gotta make sure we actually like absorb what we're learning. You can't just throw a punch. You gotta know, all the history of it, I guess.
Yeah, and making sure we've like actually got good ethics and things like that. I mean, I get it, but also papers.
Yeah. And I think I'm looking at her rings. Since I get one question, how can I get her to let me look at them?
As you're chatting, she notices you looking at them. She's like, "What? Do I have something on them, or?"
Oh, no. It's just, I was actually researching objects of power for, the paper. And, you have those, are they? I don't really know. Are you just channeling through them? Or, I don't know. It's just, I've seen your work. Sorry. I've seen your work. I'm just not sure how it works.
Oh, yeah. And she like holds her hand out so you can see them closer, and you see that it's intricate design. They are interconnected across like all 5 fingers. There's nothing connecting to the thumb, but just across the 5 fingers. And she says, "Yeah, so I think I already had the potential for my ability before we got these. Like I was able to play with light a little bit. And then one day we were just, off at a craft fair somewhere, and I saw these, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, and I put them on, and I have not been able to take them off since."
Oh, wild. They don't come off.
Yeah, apparently they're bonded, but they do help my light manipulation get a lot stronger, and I can even occasionally light things on fire.
Ow.
Had to work on that one a lot.
Yeah. I remember you doing that in one of the trainings. Yeah, that was impressive. Oh, wow. I am sincerely impressed. Like, I'm impressed by every superhero. I think everyone's great. And I am being sincere, but I'm also trying to look at her rings. Do they look anything like my stopwatch?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, so your stopwatch is metal and old-fashioned, and these are like metal and old-fashioned, but the style's very different. It looks like the materials are different. If you like hold it up close to your face, which she doesn't mind, as you probably do that, because let's be real, you probably do that. At least for a little bit before you realize how vaguely awkward it is, and you're like, oh, sorry. But you could see some of the like internal parts of the ring where it looks like these were designed in some way to amplify abilities like hers. And it's not the first time you've heard of like someone finds an artifact and it chooses them and is like bonded to them, because that's usually with specific artifacts. They get bonded to people if it's someone finds a specific material that allows them to do a thing. They'll usually like craft something, but it doesn't have the same bonding to it unless they've had it for a while.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that, because I don't remember what I just said.
Basically, there are items of power that can bond to people who were predisposed to superheroing, or super genetic anyway. We chat, and I tell her how great she did in whatever last, mission test we did, and then, we go our separate ways.
I was gonna say at some point, she's like, I did great. You're the one that took down a supervillain in the middle of the park.
Oh, that was
awesome.
we we weren't expecting that, but I think we pulled it off as a team. I'm really proud of what we did. Like, he was really going at us. So that was a wild time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Not many students get a chance to go after a villain. Like, I mean, I've never heard of him, but I heard he's a villain. I mean, we got Vector Kane out to take him into custody. He's got to be something bad. That guy doesn't get out for much.
Yeah, I think he's just an old Phoenix villain who was just after him again. But we did handle it. And I am a little, like, proud of myself. she's not preening, but she's, like, stands a little taller.
Yeah. And you do start getting some more of that attention, I think, just because you were part of the team that took down Doppelganger. You were not quite to the level of, like, famous and renowned as the other two are, probably. But people know your name. And they know it for more than just the fact that you're on the class roster.
Oh boy, I'm not gonna let that go to my head.
Not at all.
Not at all.
During this month, are there any other things you look into or people you want to talk to without the others around?
No, not really. I think I still hang with them. And I do, people are inviting me to sit with them at lunch. And, saying hey to me on the quad. And that's new. And, I'm working a lot with Gulfstream, so kind of busy. I do think after I learn, after it's brought back up that some objects can bond to people, and I go back to my room and there's the stopwatch and it's, always waiting or in my pocket and I can't get rid of it.
It's always in your pocket.
It's always in my pocket. And I'm just like, are you bonded to me? Is that what happened? No, I shouldn't talk to you. Shouldn't
I was
do
gonna
that.
say roll plus superior.
Oh boy. Another 7. So many 7s tonight.
It's not hard to connect the dots that it is.
Yeah.
But you don't know what exactly it's doing. It's
No.
just it. Yeah.
You could have been like a locket, or like a pin, a button, something. Maybe a cool pair of goggles. That would have been cool. But no, this is fine. This is great. We're doing great. And I'm like watching the light reflect off of it, and it's so mundane and simple, and just a little stopwatch, but it means so much to me.
I think that's a good scene to end it on.
Yeah.
And we'll pick back up at the start of whatever I decide we're going to do next. You have been listening to Queen City Supers, a graveyard tape side story using the game Masks. Masks: A New Generation is a superhero role-playing game in which a team of young heroes fights villains, saves lives, and tries to figure out who they are. Featuring Caitlin as Madigan, aka Scarlet Sentinel, the Janus. Jess as Bethany Bertolucci, aka Glider, the Beacon. Ian as Marcus, aka Kid Phoenix, the Doomed. And Brianna Jean as the Keeper and Producer.